Hello, folks. Apologies for the error there. Should be now fixed, and we should have Wolfbloxer with Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. Take it away.
Good morning, good afternoon, good day, everyone. How is everyone doing? We've got the longest run in Pixel Perfect Marathon going on. This is going to be a very technical run. Today, joining me, I have Scalar with me commentating. He'll be doing a lot of the technical explanations because I'm going to be focusing on trying to do those things. So, we had a bit of a delay. We're going to go ahead and get started. Right away. As you'll notice, though, the game is in Japanese. That's for a very specific reason. We'll explain. Well, there's multiple reasons, actually. But time starts once I hit this button. So if someone wants to get ready on time. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so welcome to Vice City in 1984. 2 years before Vice City takes place. I'm going to look behind here and see, yep. Alright, I wanna run over these soldiers. This is gonna get me their gun. This is like one of the best guns in the game. It's the M4, I guess.
M4.
This is Victor Vance.
Kind of supposed to be an M16, I think.
It's M something. It's the better assault rifle, basically, and we're not gonna use it very much. So this is the first mission. It is called Soldier. You can't see it unless you save after the mission. But we're gonna go here, skip some cutscenes. There's some kind of deal that went wrong or something. And now we're being shot at with those same guns. You'll notice that we're actually not taking damage because the first reason, the Japanese version, is you do not take damage here on the Japanese version. I believe PS2 versions as well. And like international releases, you do take damage, and you can actually die there pretty commonly. So we're gonna go ahead, finish the mission. There was probably a cop bike back there I could have been looking for, but I was too busy talking. So now we're gonna walk into this marker, finish this up. And now what we're gonna do is, instead of going to do the next mission, which you can see marked by the little sergeant icon or something on the map, we're going to set this car on fire and then get in it, as you should. And then we're going to blow ourselves up. And now there's a bunch of cutscenes here I want to skip. And then we're immediately going to get into the ambulance. Scalar, if you would like to start explaining on Mission 0 and duping, go ahead.
Well, that very first mission that we did is going to be the only normal mission that we do for quite a while, but alrighty then. If you're not already familiar with duping, it's basically abusing the game's mission mechanics to do at least 2 copies of a mission at the same time to skip it and another mission. And the way we do that is we use something called on mission 0. So there is a value in the game that detects whether or not you are currently on a mission or not. And we use Vigilante, the Vigilante submission here, to abuse that mechanic. The Vigilante submission will set on mission twice. And so now the game thinks we are... So we currently have a mission running. We have the rampage running in the background. But the game still thinks we're not on a mission because we have mission markers on the radar. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and go back to the army base, and we're going to complete that rampage. But we're not going to finish it fully. We're going to get really close to the end, start the next mission, complete the rampage to go back on mission 0. And then we're going to start the mission again to have 2 copies of the mission running at the exact same time. So right here we have a couple of gang members that we need to shoot. We need to shoot about 20 before the timer runs out. Wolf is going to get all the way up until about 18 or 19, run into the mission marker, and then we'll see the magic happen. A little bit of explanation about what this game is, though. If you've never played Vice City Stories, this is Vic Vance. So if you remember Lance Vance from the original Vice City, this is his brother. So his brother is working in the army to help pay for another of their brother's medical bills. His name is Pete. We never see who Pete is, but here's Wolf walking into the marker. He's going to skip the cutscene. He's going to finish the rampage by shooting the last couple of guys. Walk back in the marker.
Voila.
And now we have 2 copies of the mission running.
Alright, so now I'm going to explain. There's actually 3 different ways you can do this mission. The first way is world record level. It's what I normally do, but I'm not going to do because this is a marathon and I don't want to die. That's getting no extra weapons and just using pistols to do the mission. It's the fastest way, but it's extremely risky. The second way is RNGing another more army member spawns to get a gun, but since it's nighttime, they're a little less common. Don't see them too often. The third way, everyone who's unfamiliar with the game loves seeing it. It is getting the M249, which is like one of the most powerful non-explosive weapons in the game, I'd say. Might be tied with the minigun, which we'll see much later. But normally we're not supposed to get it this early. In fact, I don't know if it's normally possible to get it until you unlock the second island. However, we disagree with the game. I'm going to bail off here so the bike doesn't stay there, by the way. Spam this cutscene. There's 2 trucks. There's 2 fills. I'm going to run back to this corner. Oh, yep. And I'm going to shoot this fill in the air. Because the mission is duped, the cutscenes aren't, the models aren't unloaded correctly. So you could see just Phil chilling in the air. In the cutscene, he's shooting the M249. So, since his model's left over, it's not like a cinematic cutscene, so we can kill him and still get his weapon. That doesn't happen when it's not duped, but it allows us to get a free weapon. And makes this mission much easier.
So what we're going to do here is we're just going to run into this house and pick up some money that Phil had left in his old apartment. But we're also going to have to kill some of the people who are invading the space. And not die to the exploding cars, of course.
Speaking of the Japanese version.
Yeah, there's 2 copies of everybody in this cutscene, or at this particular scene in the game. And there's some guys just sitting around. Double the cars. Ooh, bike. Got pretty lucky there.
Oh, come on.
And got really unlucky.
Alright, it's fine.
Okay.
I have plenty of experience driving this.
So comparatively speaking, the AI in this game, you can get tires popped in regular Vice City, but for some reason it just seems like if a NPC shoots you, it's a very random chance of whether or not a tire just pops. I think you got another tire popped? No.
Nope, we're fine. Taking a taxi, best vehicle.
On the international releases,
actually...
what happens is that you normally only get 1 star here, maybe 0 if you're lucky. But on the Japanese version, you get a lot more chaos points, which is how the game measures how wanted you are. And you get 2 stars here. If you get really bad luck, you can get 3 stars. I think if you use the M249, or I call it the purple gun. I don't know what it actually is called, but
it's M249, yeah.
Yeah, if you have 3 stars here, the mission's very hard to do. That's unlucky. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so Japanese version. What are the perks? So the first perk you saw, I was right next to a burning and exploding car and I didn't die. It's because Vic is a wizard. It's also because of the Japanese version. You take... Oh no, it's not how much damage you take. You have 4 times the amount of health in this version. Which actually makes some death warps annoying. But you can see we can still instantly die by being on an exploding vehicle. Yes, it is a Japanese version. So now we're back at this hospital again. We are done with the army missions. We skipped doing that do conduct unbecoming, which you kind of drive all around the southern part of the island here to go all the way to Starfish Island. It's like a 5-minute mission. It's annoying. What am I doing?
I mean, you can.
This is what happens when you. It doesn't really matter. I was not meant to go get another cop car. I was meant to just drive to the next mission. Muscle memory. Alright, so we're gonna go actually do a couple normal missions. Why is this thing opening? Sorry. Alright. So, this mission is Cholo Victory. It's the first mission for Phil. We got introduced to him in the previous mission. And you have perfect representation of him right now.
Let's go.
This mission captures Phil perfectly, in fact. So welcome to the Walton. You want to talk a bit about the Walton?
What is there to say about the Walton? It's I mean, it's
The
a
Walton, it was like in VC and SA one of the worst vehicles in the game, and
yeah.
now in this game is actually a decent vehicle. Where am I going? I
You
don't
need to
know
go to
where
the
I'm
police
going. I
station.
need to focus a little bit more. Scalar, you do the talking.
Well, funnily enough, if you look on the radar, there are two pink markers. There's one that's a triangle, and then there's one that's a square. Because we duped the last mission, the marker will not go away until we either reload the game or the game crashes or something, but it'll stay there for a while. So this is kind of just a tutorial to show you where the police station is, where the hospital is, because the makers of the game are kind of anticipating that you're going to be going there quite often as you play, since this is one of the opening missions.
Strike two.
And it's pretty much just a... Oh, you also do eventually go to the pay and spray. So we currently have a chase with a cholo in this yellow car that we see here, and we need to run him off the road and shoot him. Once we do
Nice.
that, it'll show us to how to go to the pay and spray to get Phil's truck fixed up. So it's basically just an introductory tutorial mission.
We're gonna need to get my car fixed up, Vic. Old girl ain't looking so good.
And you didn't get too unlucky there. You backed him into a corner, which is pretty good. Sometimes he'll continue driving, and he'll drive the wrong way or drive a really bad way that causes you to lose a lot of time. But it's pretty close to this pay and spray. There's a pay and spray like very near where the chase starts, which is pretty good. There's another one downtown, which is closer to Phil, and that one is probably faster if he drives that way. But
Downtown?
Yeah. No, sorry. Not downtown, but the southern end of the island.
Yeah. I mean, it's down.
All right, but yeah, that was an introductory mission teaching you all of the places that you're probably likely to go. So all we have to do now is take Phil back to his depot, and that's pretty much the end of the mission.
Most important place in that mission is the police station.
Wonderful. So nothing too bad has gone wrong up until now.
Other than me driving the wrong way a couple times.
So here's a place where the game version that you're running will make a difference. On the international releases, you do have to save and quit here, but on the Japanese release, you can just go ahead and skip past this. So there is now another person that we're going to go meet, and we're going to go meet a man named Marty. He is a guy that Bill owes a couple of favors to or knows very well. So there's a very handy shotgun here in the back of the trailer park. We're going to take this Sanchez bike and just drive on into the next marker.
So I don't think Phil owes anything to Marty. It's his brother-in-law, and Marty just said, "Hey, do you know anyone that could do some work for me?" I don't know if Phil necessarily owes anything to him, but it's not like we'll know. We can't read the pagers.
I'm sorry, I'm the #1 misinformation spreader here.
Of course.
Okay.
This is the Bobcat.
Yeah, the Bobcat
Oversteer.
is the worst vehicle in the game, in my opinion.
Oversteer. And now I'm going to try and shoot two guys at once. Ah, beautiful.
Wonderful. So this is another mission that we do normally. It's not too complicated. We get driven around, or we drive Marty around to take care of a couple of businesses that aren't paying protection money, or they're getting overrun by the local Cholo gang, I think is what it is. And so we're supposed to go around and recruit several of those store owners to do business with you, but in somewhat nefarious ways. So that was the very first store, and the next one is kind of like on a timer. As soon as you bash in a couple of the assets of the store, and then you just kill a couple of guys and the mission ends.
Vans are my nemesis. Those who've seen my hundo runs know why.
Bobcat moment, yes, definitely.
Please, I don't want any trouble. That's why you need us. Them up. My name's Vic.
So these cholos are on a timer. They come in every like 2 seconds or so. So if you time it well, you can kill this guy pretty quick and the mission will progress.
Yep. Not too shabby of a shakedown.
Pretty good. Aside from the Bobcat spinning around, but it's pretty hard to even drive the Bobcat at all.
Yeah. Back to the cop bike.
So we did a mission normally, and now we're going to go through a whole bunch of on-mission zero chaining. So we're going to take the police bike. We're going to do the same rampage. Another key difference here is that Vice City Stories allows you to redo rampages.
Please do not let me forget to pick up the rampage again. I did that so much in practice. Please do not let me forget.
I'll try. So we currently have the rampage timer running on the right-hand side of the screen. Ideally, we want to try and finish this mission with only trying to pick up one rampage. So this timer gives us a good indicator of how well we're performing on this mission. The premise here is that we need to go and repossess a couple of vehicles that Marty has for his protection racket. So the very first car is pretty close to where our new apartment that Phil gave us is. It's almost next door, I think. So we're just going to drive over here, and we're going to steal this white cheetah.
Ah, the cheetah. Certain someone's favorite car.
Bitch, that's my car! Don't take it personally, pal.
So we can't damage the cars on this mission? Well, at least the first two.
Yeah.
If we do, then we lose time.
Yeah. You can damage the cars just a teeny bit, but you don't want to damage them very much. Otherwise, you have to go to the pay and spray, and it just loses a lot of time. So that's why I say
I heard a Sanchez.
Yeah.
I got excited.
You don't want to damage the cars too much. Otherwise, you'll have to pick up a second rampage possibly, or you're going to have too much of a gap between the end of this rampage and you picking up the next one. This guy's going
to
very
pick up a rampage. Yeah, he is. Not nice.
He has to steal this car. I'm not going to do this
slightly faster.
Yeah, he has to steal this car.
It's faster to go in the other side. It's technically faster going from the other side, but he can start driving away before I get to that side if I'm not quick enough. You can see there, damage. This thing seems to have a little bit more leniency when it comes to damage than the other car. Like, you tap that car a little bit and you have to go to the paint spray. This one I can slam it against a few walls and it's fine.
Now you may have noticed that there was a mission failed prompt that popped up on the screen. It's not actually mission failed, it was the rampage that failed, and it put us back on mission 0, so now we can start another mission if we so choose. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up this rampage by turning right. Make sure you turn right.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go. So this will put us back on mission 1 so that we can complete the mission.
And we need to be very quick because it's very tight.
Yeah. So now the second rampage timer is running. We have to finish the mission before this timer runs out, and we have to also start the next mission before the timer runs out, because we're chaining on mission 0 between missions. So we want this this rampage timer to run out in the next mission. So that's why we need to be really quick.
Our goal is to try and knock both of them down, but if I'm not able to, then I just have to get in from the passenger side. So, no vans, no TVs lost percent. Here we come. Can do it. Oh, maybe we can't. Maybe I'll hit a wall.
No TV percent.
Oh, jeez. Okay. This van is surprisingly fast for carrying like 20 TVs and speakers, but you know.
It does have a pretty good speed, like max speed that you can drive at.
Jesus. Alright, so now we gotta hope for a vehicle to spawn at the end of the mission. Jump scare cam.
The difficulty in that is that it is 12 a.m. at night. Oh, you can take that police car.
Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't despawn. And it didn't give me a wanted level. Wow. Okay, well, it's very good. Didn't get a car at the end of the mission, but got this instead. Alright, so waking up the neighbors. Literally, like, one of the fastest missions, if not the fastest mission in the game. 3 vans.
In all of the 3D era GTA games, there's typically a 3 vans mission, and this happens to be the one for Vice City Stories. But we're not going to go around and we're not going to destroy all of the 3 vans like intended. What we're going to do is we're going to let the rampage timer run out. We're now on mission 0 again. We're going to pick up the rampage and go back on mission 1, and we're going to execute a funny glitch.
Maybe.
And I'm not going to explain it. We're just going to watch what happens.
Maybe we'll do it. We'll see if it lets me. Okay, there we go.
So there just happens to be a very nice hole on the map that if you weasel your way into that corner, that's pretty funny. You go out of bounds and you fall into the void, but the very nice benefit of falling into the void is that it will flip all vehicles that are loaded, and that conveniently flips all 3 of the vans and destroys them, and that's the trigger for ending the mission. So if you notice, we currently have the rampage timer running. We're going to do that mission again because we technically passed a different mission.
Yeah, we passed When Fun Day Comes, the first Louise mission. We do like 1 Louise mission, and she has like 6, so.
The way the on mission 0 trick works is that it will pass the most recently unlocked mission chain on the map, and Louise just happens to be the most recently unlocked mission chain on the map. It changes whenever you get later in the game, but for the very first chapter or the first act of the game, it will be the most recently unlocked mission chain. So
we passed very nice out of bounds.
Yeah, pretty good. So he has 30 seconds to get back over to the rampage and do some more on mission 0 chaining. But instead of a dupe, we're going to do a triple, or a troop, if you want to call it that.
Troop, triple, whatever.
So we're just going to wait for the rampage timer to run out, but we also have vigilante running. So we're going to chain, we're going to have 2 timers running at the same time to be able to triple the next mission. We're going to have both vigilante as well as the rampage timer. So we just need to do this really carefully.
That's to not cancel both instances.
Yes.
Okay, good. We have the red text or the red marker, we're good. Okay. Alright, fun stuff. Armor. I don't even know if it's necessary in the Japanese version, but I like it.
I think it's detrimental if you're wanting to death warp later, but it's fine in any regard because you can just get into a car that's on fire.
I think, yeah, it messes a little bit with the audition, but... Okay, so we want to enter this marker at 1 second. If we do it any later, then the dupe won't work. If we do it too early, we're gonna crash the game.
That looked good.
We need to see 2 Martys or 2 Vics. There we go. Okay. 2 Vics is a little more rare, but we did it.
Nice.
So, now the mission has been duped. Which can only happen, you can only do that with certain missions. And now we're going to take the Sanchez, and we're going to park it in seemingly a very odd spot. But it's actually used for the next mission. Like, not the mission we're currently on, the one after that.
You got a couple of free Sanchez, or just a Sanchez. Oh, but it's in front of a police officer, so you might not want to take that one.
I just run back anyway. I don't risk accidentally despawning it.
Yeah, he has to avoid getting on another vehicle aside from this upcoming Sanchez. Otherwise, that Sanchez he just parked will despawn.
Yep. There's the cop bike. Alright, Vic. We don't have Marty, so we can't keep the storyline correct, but we can instead screw it up even more. There we go. Next snapping mechanic. Never used in... except for maybe at the beginning getting a rifle. in NMG actually. It's more of an NMG strat. All right.
So now that rampage timer ran out, the mission was duped, but we started it again, which means we now have 3 instances of the mission running, which means that when we pass this, we will pass 3 missions. And it will conveniently pass 2 Louise missions because we went on mission 0, as well as this this Marty mission.
Yep. So there is actually a new strat here that I'm not going to do because, well, part of it is I don't know how to do it, but it's also extremely scary. It's the shotguns skip. Why do I have more shotgun ammo than I normally have? I normally have like 38 here. Why do I have 44? What did I do?
The police vehicle, remember?
Oh yeah,
After,
that gives you. Yeah. That's why. Okay. I know what I'm doing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there's a strat to skip buying the shotgun there. It just makes your shotgun shooting a little bit more tight. But I don't know how to do it properly, so I'm not gonna. And besides, it's safer to have more ammo. So it may not look like it, but there's 3 cars right there. And we need to blow all of them up. Otherwise, the dupe is gonna be weird.
So
There we
1,
go.
2, 3 explosions. So there are 3 times as many guys that he has to kill right here. And conveniently, he didn't have to kill all of them, actually.
Oh,
So-
jeez. Nope. Lock on the bed, please.
So we pass the mission, but watch what we have to do. We go back in. We do the exact same thing, because we still have the other 2 instances of the mission
Oh my-
running.
why I got in that cop car to have those extra shotgun shots. For that reason. You can actually shoot those guys too early there. If you spam it like on the right frame, and they're actually invincible for a second, so you'll just shoot, hit them, but it won't kill them, and then you'll get beat up by them. Very annoying.
All right. Well, we
All right.
have our very first instance of a sequence break that is apparent. So this next mission is called To Victor the Spoils. By tripling the previous mission, we do cause a sequence break, which means normally after the mission Divorce, Marty is considered dead, which is what this mission is about. We're kind of celebrating Marty's death. But if you saw, before we started the mission, Marty is still on the map. So we can actually do the missions succeeding his death before he actually dies. And we're going to do that here shortly. This mission, you go around taking over Marty's old businesses and claim them as your own. So there's not really anything too interesting. We're going to go to, I think, Sunshine Autos and try and recruit some henchmen to help us take over Marty's businesses. And this is an introduction to the gang mechanic.
Hey, wanna make some money?
You want to get paid? Come with me. Are you with me? Tax dollars taught me how to.
And we just want to abandon these guys. So.
Yeah, you don't need them. You need to recruit them, but you don't need them for the mission.
Yeah.
If you
In
don't,
fact, sometimes you can even kill one of them. You can kill one of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can kill both of them. I don't know what determines whether you can or can't, but.
Nice.
And now, our Sanchez is here.
The one we conveniently parked a while back.
Yep. Like 4 minutes ago.
You can go for the straight.
Alright. I'm gonna go for the jump. Yeah.
Nice.
Swag points. I'm gonna get this just for safety. Now double tap. Nice.
That
Okay.
was a pretty clean exterior.
Yeah. I don't know where the other SMG went, but I don't need that much ammo. That's just for safety on the last Act 1 mission.
You need to use the ammo because you do get some more free ammo. So that's my only concern with you picking up that gun.
Yeah, I'll use the ammo. Oh, I actually have all the ammo. So they must have died right next to each other. Alright, coin flip time. Got protection dupe.
So we're running back to the same rampage. We're going to dupe the next mission, which has got protection. So even though Marty is technically considered dead in the storyline at this point, we do another mission for him. We do another mission for him beyond the grave. Ooh.
Yep.
And in this instance, it's faster to complete the rampage. Previously, what would happen is we would try and do at most like 19 or 18 of the guys and then go back to the marker, but we're actually going to complete the rampage this time before we run to the mission marker.
Please don't yell at me for parking the bike there again. I have yet to have a single issue parking it there.
Well, it's not. The only problem that I would have with that is that the cholos are really close and they could pop your tire.
Oh, I mean, there's like 20 Sanchez's around here, so.
Yeah, you're fine. Well, maybe not, because you got kind of screwed with police pretty early on.
I'll be fine. As long as I don't have that bug where the police will still chase after me. CPR and someone with like 20 holes in their body. Realism.
So the revived cholos, when the paramedic revives them, they do count again, so you can get an additional point towards the rampage. You just need one more guy. There's just loads of police everywhere. There we go.
Yep, there we go. This may not be the only time we do that, so. See. In my notes, I literally just have Monka S because this mission is so scary.
All right. Well, we completed the rampage that put us back on mission 0. So we went back into the mission marker, and now we have 2 copies of the mission running. So that will allow us to pass 2 missions at the same time. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the bike and drive on over to one of the businesses that Marty had, which is a very fancy lady of the evening business. And we're going to go
Same when we took over, not what?
We're going to save some of his employees.
It's the same one we took over in Albois.
Yeah.
Hello, hit the marker. Okay. Where's the Polaris going to be? Okay, bad luck. Farther away.
There are 2 places the Polaris can spawn, which is right here on the side or behind, and he got bad luck with it being behind. So another thing I should point out is since this mission is duped, normally what happens is you have to go around and rescue these girls, and you have a health bar for the girls on the right-hand side. But since the mission is duped, they lose health twice as fast, so you need to go really fast, and you got really screwed with the girl, like, she just jumped.
Okay, I wanted her to get in the back seat, but
yeah, only
gonna
one
make
pop
this
tire.
a little annoying. Only one. This is a slightly safer route. I don't know if it's necessary. Okay, good.
Okay, she didn't die, which is good.
Yep. Car's
The
getting a little
girls
beat
can
up
actually
though.
shoot each other, which is bad. And since the first girl got in the front seat, the next girl had to run to the back.
Get in, get in, get in.
Shot. Okay.
Dear God.
Now we just need to make it to the end without one of the girls getting shot in the car.
Or my car getting destroyed.
I think you should be fine.
Okay, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. It's a much safer way to do it. Going to the north first. It might even be faster. I don't know. I haven't timed it.
Nice. And we just duped Got Protection. So that passes Boomshine Blowout, as well as Got Protection. Boomshine Blowout is a very slow and horrific mission where you drive a forklift. And when I played this game casually, I pretty much quit on Boomshine Blowout because I could never do the forklift driving.
It's a lot of people's, like, what, 5th mission, too? Because they usually just start it right after Cholo Victory. They don't wait for the pager.
Yeah. I don't like that mission.
I don't... Anyway, can you get over the wall, please? Thank you. Alright, another dupe time. Oh, I golded Got Off protection, nice.
And there is only one mission left for the very first act. So it's truck stop, and this is known as truck stop dupe, which is very hard.
Oh yeah. It's used to be my nemesis back in the days. Nowadays, dot protection and snitch hitch are more my nemesis, especially snitch hitch dupe. I'm not ready for it.
What's happening? Yeah, I'll try and explain what's happening, but there will be some quiet time so that Mr. Wolf can concentrate, because the game can crash and we'll lose a bunch of progress if that happens.
Yeah, I have saves for it, but it'll invalidate the run.
Yeah. If he skips the cutscene at the wrong time, it can soft lock the game. Sometimes the perennial can flip, and that will cause you to also fail the mission. So you need both the perennials to survive, but we haven't duped it yet. We need to complete this rampage first, and then we're going to run back into the marker to do the dupe.
There was actually, I think it's faster to use the Molotov Rampage over near the end of the previous mission, like RNG a car there, but it's so tight. I tried it out, it's ridiculously tight, and if you're at nighttime doing this mission, it's impossible.
Yeah. Pedestrian spawns are... Oh, I thought you were going to get busted there.
So too.
Pedestrian spawns are dependent on the time of day, so if it's at night, you do get less pedestrian spawns, and that also affects this rampage here. So it can take even longer if this mission is, or if this rampage is done at night.
All right,
3 stars. Okay, quiet time. I won't talk.
Wait for 2 loading flashes. 1, 2. Skip. Oh dear God. Okay, it's on its side. This is the car problem. Oh wait, no, I'm in the right car. Phil just didn't get in. All right, we're good.
Yeah, you don't want to leave him behind.
Yeah, because if he gets stuck under a car, once we get to the marker, he'll die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch my control scheme. Technically, it's faster to just play on this control scheme always, but I'm so used to the other one that I have to switch it. Alright, so there's multiple points in this mission where we can fail without any of our wrongdoing. All the way up till the end, pretty much. Including traffic. Alright, so what instance are we going to get today? There's like a billion different ways these trucks can spawn. And I'm hoping it's not one on top of the other, because that can screw you over very often. It is, though,
by looking at the radar, which there's a triangle, which means the trucks are stacked.
Alright. Hopefully this doesn't go wrong. Alright, we're good.
Oh, that looked painful.
It was a little painful. Alright, he's stuck on the pole. For crying out loud, Phil.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways this mission can go wrong. Phil can get stuck in the pole, or he can get stuck inside the blown up truck, which is also disastrous, because that means you're pretty much screwed. And if you dupe this mission, or if you dupe any mission, and you try to do it again, there's a chance the game will crash in the secondary attempt. So I'm going to go ahead and explain the trick that we're about to do here, because it can take a while to explain. There's a script that runs in between chapters to reset who you've completed missions for and how many missions you've done. There's a guy named Powdernet who helped us graciously analyze the game code, and we found out there's a way that you can interrupt the script from finishing by getting in a save marker within 500 milliseconds after you go on mission 0. And this happens whenever you finish the last mission of an act. So if we save and reload the game within that 500 millisecond window, we can avoid the game completely resetting all the mission chains for Chapter 2. So that allows us to choose which characters we want to do missions for in any order that we please. And so that will also lend us to the name of the trick, which is called Partial Act Bypass. Partial Act Change Bypass, because the value that the game uses to track the act number will advance, but the script to reset the mission chains doesn't.
Right. Shush for a
And-
second, sorry.
Yep. And there's some more quiet time, so I'm not going to talk anymore, but you're going to see him run into the save marker.
Oh god. Oh dear god. No! Oh, darn it. Alright, run's invalid.
That's unfortunate. So if you run into
It
the save
messed me
marker
up
too early,
Yeah.
the script, the save marker won't appear, and the script will run. So that's unfortunately.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in this run, and that's one of them. You
Especially-
have literally half a second. The validity.
It's
of
actually
your run.
less than 500 milliseconds. It was
Oh.
discovered it's actually 400.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. So, I got very screwed up by my bike being in the way. So, whatever. I have a safety save for a reason. That's sad though. So run's
Okay.
invalid now. But this is basically the same thing that would have happened.
hmm So you know that the glitch happens successfully if you take a look at the radar and you see the icons FU and plane. Very iconic. Pun intended. But the next mission that we're going to go ahead and do is going to be the plane icon, which is Jive Drive. So this marks the start of Chapter 2 where we meet Lance. So this is actually the very first mission of Act 2 normally. We need to get to the airport as quickly as possible because of a side effect of the partial act change bypass glitch is that we get a ton of pagers that get unpacked at once, and we can't start missions while a storyline pager is active on the screen. And that one's not too long of a pager, I think, so you should be fine, but you want to get into the next mission marker as quick as possible. There we go.
All right. Hardest mission in the game right here, some people say.
Get us out of here, Lance.
Auto scroller.
Most people will consider this an
Man.
auto scroller. So what happened is we met Lance at the airport because he's here to get in on all the action that's happening in Vice City. And this is kind of like a mechanic to teach you the shooting, like a mission to teach you the shooting mechanic of like in a car. He does drive you from the airport to kind of where the what is it? The Obwat and Got Protection missions started and ended. So all you have to do in this mission really is just make sure that you don't blow up the car. Like you have a damage meter on the right hand side that tracks how much damage your car has taken, and you don't want that to fill up. The Cholos have some pretty scary guns, so you want to take them out as quick as possible. And they do appear in a set order, so you can predict where they're gonna be, but it's kind of there's a lot of things that can go wrong here.
Actually, never really found this mission that hard. So,
It's very hard on PS2 because you have the ability to micro control your camera, like the reticule to shoot on PSP, but you can't necessarily do that on PS2.
okay.
So it's technically a pseudo auto scroller because the car can get derailed here if Wolf gets really unlucky with shooting these cholos on the bike, because the bike can get in the way and cause you to get
Especially with that
derailed.
right one.
Yeah. But that didn't happen, so that's good.
Yeah. Can I get the other balloon? Nope, the pole blocked me. Alright, we're fine. We don't have to kill those guys. Alright, so I shoot these guys in a very weird order. It's to maximize my Uzi profits.
You're never driving again. This is not a rehearsal.
Man, I only have 30 bullets. It's very odd.
Because you didn't use up the pellet gun.
I did use it up.
You did? I didn't see.
Oh, dear God. Lance. And of course, he's stuck in the corner. Hey, sir. Bye. Lance, don't fall out of bounds. That'd be mildly inconvenient.
So after that shootout, you end up with a ton of... Did Lance get run over? Where is he?
No, he's in my car. He's in my
okay.
car. I saw it. He's there. He's chilling. I'm gonna pay and spray.
Yeah, this is another instance where the Japanese version, you end up with more stars than the international releases. So Wolf's going to go to the pain spray to get rid of these wanted stars. You
Just
don't
for
have to do
safety.
this. Yeah, for safety. You don't have to do this. You can just drive to the next mission and it'll take the wanted stars away. But since the Cholo car has really bad handling, it's preferable if you're wanting to go safe strats here.
Yeah. I got tire pop and everything. It was no bueno.
Yeah. The Cholo car handles really badly even with all the tires. When they're popped, it's just
True.
horrific.
Will we be driving it again? I hope not. I don't think we will. Because they're wiped out, like, halfway through the act.
Yeah. I don't actually know.
It looks like a gold in my truck stop split as well. But, you know, fake gold. Because, well, not really fake. I don't know. It's a gold that I'm probably not going to save.
Impressive.
Alright, so now, normally this mission wouldn't be unlocked, but guess what? PACPA.
Yeah, to give some additional context of the effects of PACPA, or the partial act change bypass glitch, any character that's shared between chapters will automatically have their missions completed upon loading the save, which we showed. So, for example, Louise is both in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, so due to PACPA, her missions Hose the Hose and Robbing the Cradle are completed. So we can skip doing those missions. And prior to PACPA, this mission used to automatically fail after doing the Hose on mission chain dupe. But since we never see Louise again, we never need to restart the mission. So
That's an international only thing, by the way. Even in NMG, that doesn't happen on Japanese.
oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
The premise of this mission
no
is
pain
we have to go. Yeah, we have to go pick up a car containing some delightful medicine for a guy named Forbes from a vehicle lot on the south point of the island, but we have to do it with 2 stars. Wolf is going to do it. You're not going to go in pain spray?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't last time either.
Oh.
I never. Parent sprays for slow people.
Okay, I thought you were going to pay and spray, but yeah, you can. Similar to how we could have avoided pain spraying the last time in the last mission, we're just going to skip that for right now because the wanted stars don't really matter once you get over this next part. So we're just.
I just realized
detour.
I never restarted my game, did I?
You loaded a state.
I loaded a save.
Oh.
So I'll restart my game before the money for nothing skip.
Yeah, that might be a good thing.
Because otherwise my game will crash in a little bit.
This game is very unstable. There's a lot of shortcut programming. Where's Lance going?
What are you doing?
He's gonna die if you... Okay. Thankfully he didn't die. Okay, that was quite literally some monk ass right there. Okay, well, here's our medicine delivery vehicle. So we're going to get in it and we're going to just drive on out.
As you do. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, this car has really bad handling, too.
Sentinel XS. Hundo Runner's favorite vehicle. Ah, I didn't hit the fence. Darn.
Yeah, you can do a quick skip by hitting the fence there.
I do not have a lot of health. This is good.
Is that the first time we buy our weapons back? No, I think it's the first time you bought your weapons back, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't buffer from Got Protection.
No, because that's actually been found to be slow.
Oh, okay. I haven't ran this game
for
in
like
year.
A second, but it's about like a second. It doesn't make much of a difference. So actually, I'm gonna go save at the north safe house and then restart my game.
Okay.
Jump scare camera very soon. Why?
Slight detour to go save so that the game doesn't crash.
Well, I mean, I'm going this way anyway, so it's not that out of the way. Because the rampage we're going to use is right around the corner. Say hello to Coffee Tabs.
Oh, yeah. I normally would do it with the pistol rampage, but for
it's
safety,
safer to
do
do it with
the rampage, yeah. No worries. Understood.
It's not really all... Well, I mean, it is slower, but it's much safer. It's not that much slower. Okay, Save the game. You don't even touch this place in any percent anymore because you don't do PACPA there. You do PACPA at the South Safe House most times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally, what we would
Now
do
it's
here,
multiple time.
we would try and do. So, if you look at the very top of the map, there's an F, which is Forbes, and that is a mission called Money for Nothing, where you drive a van from like the north point of the island, and you're supposed to drive to the south end of the island. But it's a very long and slow mission, and we don't want to do that. So, some context and history. We had a newbie runner who managed to skip Money for Nothing while doing the L on the map, which is caught as an
This
act.
again.
What's up?
This again. This again. I remember
this again?
reading all about it. You explained it last time too. It's really funny.
Well,
The total ignorance of everyone, and then it's like, oh, it's not frame perfect.
yeah.
Oops.
Well, it was a very strange curiosity that somebody managed to skip this very long mission, and we thought it was frame perfect, right? But we found out that it wasn't, and so, spoiler alert, we are going to use a very short mission caught as an act to skip the Money for Nothing mission, as well as a couple of other very long and dumb missions. So, Wolf is just
Did I
gonna
restart
stand
my
here.
game? I didn't restart my game. Good God.
Slight detour.
Again. Well, whoops. Man, not getting packed but really threw me off. Ooh, that was not good.
So we have to restart the game because there's a lot of garbage data that's still loaded from the previous dupes. Because the game doesn't assume that there's going to be multiple copies of everything. So there's a bunch of garbage that the mission scripts didn't clean up when you passed those missions. And if there's too much garbage data, the game will crash.
Whoops.
So
This is just me being rusty. It's fine.
take two.
Probably have to reload the save again too. This is a very tight skip. Because if you start the mission too early, then the rampage won't be finished by the time you finish the mission. But if you do it too late, you're not going to have enough time to finish the mission. It's a very, very, very small amount of leniency for this mission. Like maybe 5 seconds. Okay, I guess we're going this way. Not that it matters. So I have to start and skip the cutscene at about 49 seconds, is my reference. Anywhere from about 45 to 50 seconds will work, but you don't really want to go outside of that, because you need to get Forbes at a perfect time. If traffic screws us, though, we'll have to retry.
Or do backup strats. Explanation-wise, I mentioned earlier that if you go on mission 0 and you pass the mission, it will pass the most recently unlocked mission chain on the map. Since we started Act 2, the behavior does change. So if you, for simplicity purposes and explanation, it's going to pass Umberto now for the rest of Act 2 and Act 3. But there is a very specific timing that we can do later on that will make it so that we don't pass Umberto. And the backup strat is if we fail the Money for Nothing skip here, we're going to pass Umberto instead, which we'll just have to redo the Money for Nothing skip setup. So, quiet time, I won't talk anymore.
We got good timing, but we caught him really early. So I'm gonna wait just like a second before getting him. Because we need to be in this cutscene at a very specific time. This is actually gonna be a little bit close, I think.
You got time.
5 5 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 0 0. All right, that looked good.
That'll look good.
Okay,
So-
cop bike.
Yep. We can check very easily if we skipped correctly. We're just going to start a submission. And if the F
I'm
moves from
actually
the
just
north
gonna
point of the map,
use it to
to-
set up the rampage.
yeah. If the F moved from the north point to really nearby, then we did it right, which, yes, the F is really close by. It moved, so we did the money for nothing skip.
Yeah, it's the same timing as Homes on the Range later on. That's going to be fun.
So the specific timing that we use is we want to skip cutscenes, or we want to end the mission within half a second remaining on that rampage timer. Because there's a very small window where you do not pass Umberto as the most recently unlocked mission chain. And we use that skip to our advantage to be able to pass missions that we normally couldn't pass using on mission 0 chaining. So we did Caught as an Act. We passed Money for Nothing. Now we're just going to do some more on mission 0 chaining for Caught as an Act to pass the Umberto missions now. So there's not really a whole lot going on. It's just a lot of the same thing. So I hope you like repetitive dialogue, because you're going to hear it, what, I think 4 more times?
But, well, yeah, 5, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Because of Leap and Bound. And don't worry, we're only going to do this later as well. So if you love waiting around, waiting for a timer to go down, stick around, you'll see it more. Guess I can get a quick sip of water in.
Victor V,
Hope you love, hey
partner?
Vic, what's poppin'?
What's poppin'? The fuck are you talking about? Isn't that what you guys say? What's poppin'?
I think that must be Lance.
What?
You got everything sorted? No
So we
trouble?
want to skip this cutscene at about 9-10
Yeah,
seconds.
shit, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
Great, great. Here's your brother. What's poppin', baby?
Don't you just love that cutscene? We get to see it another
Yeah.
couple of times.
Get him, Vic. We gotta find out what.
Okay, so the rampage timer ran out. We waited too long, and so now the game is going to pass Umberto if we pass this mission.
Oh, okay, we're good. So now catching Forbes is a pain because we've made this detour. And if you want to talk about the bailout bug.
Yes, the bailout bug is a very annoying glitch that happens on PS2 as well as the Japanese versions. So once the trunk pops open, money will start flying out of the trunk, and pedestrians will be selected at random to get out of their cars and try and run for the money. And you also happen to be included in the pedestrian pool, so the game will try and bail you out of the vehicle or Lance. And if you're trying to chase Forbes with the trunk open, that can mean that you'll lose a bunch of time, and if you let him drive too far away, you'll fail a mission. You have to redo the setup all over again, which loses a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. So catching him at that intersection is basically the earliest possible point you can get him doing this setup. You can see we caught him like on that wall earlier on Money for Nothing skip, and we'll do that later on Leap and Bound skip. But because we go out of our way to get the rampage during the Umberto mission skips, that's the earliest we can catch him, and that's only if he gets hung up by traffic. If he doesn't, then we'll have to catch him over by like the fire station.
I'm gonna try my best to help you count, but no promises.
I've got splits. Splits. I'll be fine.
Victor V, what's poppin', partner? What?
It's not the end of the world if he passes Caught as an Act too many times, because it'll just pass an Umberto mission. But of course, extra setup that you don't want to waste more time for.
Everything sorted? No trouble?
Right.
Of course. Hey, I was just giving you shit, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
Great. Here's your brother. What's poppin', baby?
You! Lance, what's going on?
So that mission we skipped previously was Nice Package. It's
a very
not that long of a mission,
drive
but
from like south to the north point of the island. It's not hard. It's just it's annoying.
to do the mission fast, you have to be almost perfect with your driving, because your goal is to get the package before anyone else. Because if someone else picks it up, then you get like 2 or 3 stars that you have to deal with on your way back. And in Hundo, you actually want to keep the car, so it's very annoying mission in Hundo. Cheetah casually oversteering again. Okay, I just barely got him. Oh, never mind, I didn't get him. I went a little too fast. Yeah, it doesn't lose any time, really.
he's on a timer for this rampage. So as long as he starts the next mission before the rampage timer runs out, he's fine. He just wants to avoid the trunk opening and Forbes still be driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 2.
Yep, so that was Balls. A very, very annoying mission. To some people, at least. I don't find it as bad as the third Umberto mission, but the second one can give you a lot of pain. Basically, you take 2 of Umberto's apprentices, drive around and do some drive-bys on a bunch of cholos, except they have, like, the worst... Our guys have, like, the worst SMG, and their aim is awful. So they're pretty much useless, and the cholos still have big guns so they can destroy your car, and it's a mess. So, this is Happy Don't Screech, which I find to be the worst Umberto mission. You have to drive slow
The fuck are you talking about?
from where we are right now, actually, the stadium, all the way back to Umberto's Cafe, which is near Sunshine Autos, where we were getting all those rampages before,
No trouble.
slowly, and avoiding cholo cars. If you come in contact with any of the many cholo cars, then you'll fail the mission, because Umberto's dad will have a heart attack and die. It's a very awful mission.
I personally don't find it bad. The one before that is bad. I don't like it because I like Poppy Don't Screech because it's predictable,
unique
because the
in a
cholo
way.
cars will spawn in predictable spots, whereas the guys and balls, they don't. They spawn.
I mean,
normally.
I don't do those missions anymore, so it's probably not as bad as I remember, since I probably have all the spots memorized nowadays, but... What are you doing, Forbes? He's in a Stinger, I just realized. Thought he was in a Banshee.
So we've only had one trunk pop open so far, but Forbes had already been stopped when the trunk popped open. Or I think, no, we as soon as the trunk popped open, we managed to stop him pretty quickly, so we didn't bail out.
Yeah.
That was 3.
You'll very rarely see it when he's going slow and when you're going slow. I'm sure there's like a point where you can go so slow you'll just exit your car without bailing out.
Yeah.
But it so rarely happens.
It's better to be going too slow, because if you are going too fast, you'll like jump out of the car rather than just step out of the vehicle.
Right. And if he starts driving away, it's better to like kill Lance and then go and restart the mission, so you still have the rampage kind of going.
Yeah. And then this one is Havana Good Time.
What's poppin', partner?
Yep, the longest of them. You just like go raid a warehouse and defend it for like 20 years, then take a slow van all the way back to Umberto's house.
You got everything sorted? No trouble?
Of course. Hey, I was just giving
On
you
my
a
very
shot.
first world record attempt of this,
Great.
like many years ago, I got busted at the very end of Havana Good Time. I lost so much time. I was sad. Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's also the days where he did Pac-Bow with Havana Good Time, so...
Yeah, that was when we did that, so that's where a lot of time got lost, because I got busted at the very end.
The only time padlock warps have ever been used in any percent.
Is it used
I'm pretty
in
sure,
Hundo?
at least. Yes, it's used in Hundo a few times.
Okay.
Used on Poppy Don't Screech, funnily enough. It's used on... You can use it on Air Rescue, but it's not necessary. It's used on Vice sites. Traffic screwed me over here. It's fine. I was pulling over right here. What else is it used on? It's used a few more times in PS2 because there's more padlocks. But it's annoying. Some of them are really annoying. Like Vice sites with the padlock holding X the entire time. It is painful.
Physically painful.
And then, yeah, on PS2 you can do Firecopter with a padlock, which is total pain. That thing is weaker than the air ambulance. It's awful. It's so bad. I really want to get back into Hundo. I think I'm gonna like try another run. I try another run in November or something like that, maybe December.
I don't have. The
I did
patience
submit
for
it to
Hundo.
I did submit it to really longathon, so we'll see if it gets accepted.
Storyline check-in. We completed all of Umberto's missions by the on mission 0 chaining. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do one last skip using Caught as an Act, and that will skip Leap and Bound, which is another long Forbes mission.
That must be Lance.
So I'm probably going to do some quiet time and let Wolf think here.
Yeah, because this is not nearly as tight as Money for Nothing skip, but it can randomly, very rarely crash. I've had it only happen to me once before. I think Fielhito has had it once before. I don't know if anyone else has gotten it in run.
I've had it happen multiple times.
Oh, okay. Well, is that... Oh. Did you hear that? Lance's line was just cut from the mission failing. All right, 1 second.
Nice.
Okay, good. You have to skip it at the cutscene at a precise point there. Alright, so now I'm gonna try and do this thing. Okay, it didn't work. There we go. Okay. I was seeing if I could find a car, but I had low enough health. So that was actually the next mission, the bum deal, duped. But we don't want to do it duped because it won't pass the mission properly. So we just death warp and then get in the taxi and go retry the mission. So this is the final Forbes mission. You'll see why at the end. This is a very big pun. You'll probably see why. We're going to a bar that is... Well, I don't know if I should describe it, but...
Visually, if you take a look at it, you'll see what kind of bar it is.
Yeah.
Yep, your life is done.
You don't want to go for Molotov strats here?
No. Absolutely not.
What a
Right.
wimp.
Tech, if you might want to mute my game, because there is some copyrighted music playing. If you do feel like you need to.
Oh yeah, copyrighted music alert, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, copyrighted music is done.
Yep. We're good now. Oh, jeez.
So
fine.
now we've got to drive with 2 stars, and we've got to go take care of Forbes, who gave us some bad information to go to that specific bar. And now we got to chase Forbes down on a bike.
Ooh, nice. Oh, hello, officers.
It's a little late now, Lance.
We're good. So on the international version, you actually do this mission last because you can't dupe Snitch Hitch. You do this mission last. It's so bad. You do it with a Molotov, so you can only use a Molotov through the mission because that's closest rampage. I don't know. You probably know it better than I do, Scalar.
You have to kill all those bikers with a Molotov, and you have less health. A Molotov can kill you in 1 shot.
Oh, I didn't get the cop
very
bike.
hard.
I didn't get the cop bike. It's fine.
Yeah, he's got to go get another cop bike to dupe Snitch Hitch, which there just happens to be several police bikes here, or just one.
No, he's angry though. He's angry, so I'm not gonna be able to get him. I'll fall off my bike before he does. That's fine. I'll just go grab one
There's
from
a police station here to go pick up another police bike, so it's not the end of the world.
Yep. And you can see in the previous mission, we killed Forbes and then nice PCJ, and picked up his MP5, which is the best SMG. It's comparable to an assault rifle, really. It's very good. We'll use it in one mission. Which is not this mission. We're actually going to do Caught as an Act for real now. Then we're going to do the biggest late game run killer, I'd say. Nice one. Because it's luck based. whether you can pass it or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to do caught as an act the entire mission while a rampage is running. We're not going to chain it. We're not going to do it on mission 0. We're just going to do it while a rampage is running.
So we need to finish the mission before the rampage timer runs out. It's kind of similar to what is it? Waking up the neighbors.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I
For the
technically this
advanced
mission in NMG is faster than waking up the neighbors because you can just hit them with a shotgun.
Yeah,
Find out what he knows.
that's a super cool strat, but I don't like doing it. It's too scary for me.
I'm very good at the shotgun shot. Alright, so this mission, it may seem tight because, oh, we end up all the way down here, then we have to go all the way back to downtown. It's very lenient. If we have so much free time, you can see I'm even just, like, slowly getting him. That wasn't intentional, but we have... Oh, come on. Okay, now we might get screwed.
Famous last words.
I got a place
We should still be
can take
okay.
him. Come on.
Because we just got to get to the hotel and start the mission before the timer runs out. Because it's snitch, hitch, cutscene, dupe. There's like 30 seconds of leniency. I think we'll be okay. As long as we don't crash. It's gonna be close though. I'm pretty sure there's a slightly better route to take here, but I don't know it, so...
You take the same
Doesn't
way
matter.
that you go to con as an act behind, like, on the beach. The same
Right, but
pathway.
then you'll end up by the stadium and not the hotel, which is slower than going this way.
You just
Alright, yeah,
cut
we'll
through
be
the
fine.
Cholo business, or whatever business it is.
Yeah, the problem with that is if it's been taken over and it gets too big, then you can't cut through. I've had that happen before. Alright, here we go. Snitch, hitch, stoop. Give me
Quiet
some
time.
time here. I'm not going to explain how the cutscene dupes work, but there is a cat in the way actually now.
Think.
I'm going to skip the cutscene once I see Rampage failed, or mission failed.
Hey, I'll call you back. What's your problem, man?
Oh, game crashed. Why did it crash? Alright, that's
There's a
fine.
very tight window to skip that cutscene. You have to do it like as soon as the word mission failed appears on the screen. If you do it too late, the game will crash. If you do it too early, then you'll dupe the mission in a way that's not conducive for being able to finish it.
We'll try the dupe one more time, then if it fails again, I'll just load the Act 2 save. Or Act 3 save. For now, we can jam out to the VCS theme.
As I had said at the start, this is a very hard game.
Yeah, I don't recommend running this category.
It's very hard any percent wise, and it's also very hard casually.
Get to go back to cause and act. Ooh. Nope. Nope.
Well, at least you cleared
That
up the
marker-
garbage data.
It's true. Alright, so now we get to go do all this again. Oh, this is not the right turn. Where am I? Okay. I don't usually come from here. A little discombobulated. Okay. Well, we underestimate, I swear. I think I still
Typical
have it as like
pacing for this.
2:45.
Yeah, typical pacing for this would be like 2 hours, 30 minutes, 2:45, something like that. So we should be pretty on track
Oh,
at the moment.
Nah. Yeah, my PB is, I think it's 2:10:52. So, what's your PB scaler? What do you
I,
got?
think,
What you
I haven't
hold?
ran this game since like 2021. I think it's still at 2:02.
Ah, that's very good. I mean, Joshua is still hanging out at like a 2:15. The only known runner of this game.
That's my old lady.
He should come back to it someday.
You got 2 seconds to
He did. He,
As
he
he
ran
did-
it at Josh Done Quick, I think. But
Yeah, he
ran
did a
the-
blind NMG.
NMG, yeah.
He wouldn't be able to handle the new NA% because of the Japanese version. I'm pretty sure the reason he quit was because it didn't give him much viewership, and Japanese version would only hurt that.
Yeah. That's a different
Pretty
story
sure
for a
that was
different day,
good.
though. So,
Yeah. I try to get him to commentate, but he's busy right now doing something.
well, similar setup. We're going to go back to the hotel and try and dupe Snitch Hitch one more time.
Boop, boop, doo, doo, doo. Okay, so I did see the Empire getting taken over there, so I'm actually not going to go that way.
A benefit of doing the partial act change bypass glitch is that you don't have like business takeover. So this game, you can get some of your businesses can get attacked by rival gangs, similar to gang wars in San Andreas. And the partial act change bypass glitch will allow you to skip that happening, as well as dark attacks that happen whenever you get to the second island. So
I think that's
also something.
specifically just because you skip Blitzkrieg and Blitzkrieg Strikes Again, the Lance
Yeah.
missions. I think that's the only reason why. The shark attacks just trigger after you take over shark empires, I think.
Yeah.
This game is so complex.
No blue. No
Okay, here we go.
Hey, I call you back. What's your problem, man? Huh? My problem?
Alright, that was good.
Think that was too late.
What
No?
brand at the airport?
I don't think so.
Pink. No blue. No white. I'll take all three.
What brand?
Oh, what the? Oh, we're fine. I think we're fine. We'll see once we get to the airport if we're fine. That was a little odd, but I think it worked out fine.
I think it's broken.
I skipped. Do you think so?
Because there's supposed to be a prompt at the bottom that says you need to get to the airport.
There was a prompt. It was there.
But it's not anymore because you have there should be a marker on the map that tells you to go to the airport.
Okay, if the marker's not there, we'll just skip this mission and go on to Act 3. Because this mission isn't that interesting. It's just very hard at the end. Basically, we'll do something very similar that we did before. I don't know why that didn't work. Maybe I skipped the no blue thing a bit late. Because the reference there is to skip when Lance says no blue, but I don't really know if that's meant to be like... I don't know where I'm going. Don't know if that's meant to be like at the beginning of saying no blue or like in the middle or towards the end. I skipped towards the end there, so I guess I need to skip a little earlier than that.
I do it whenever he says no white.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, the marker's not there. Maybe I can get in, get out, get in.
No, it's not going to work, I don't think.
Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to skip this mission and go on to the third act. That's what we're going to do.
That's unfortunate, but indeed, this game is very complicated, and anything that can go wrong will go wrong with a VCS run at a marathon.
Yep.
It is the foretold prophecy.
I just hope Chinatown worsens to go this bad, because that's a tight estimate.
Okay, just play a video, no one will notice. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Gonna restart my game because we did dupe a mission, and we're doing a lot of dupes in this act. Restarting the game. Yeah, I've never seen that happen though. I don't know why that happened.
That happens in International.
Is this the right save file?
Yeah.
No, this is my Homes on the Range save file.
No, it's not. It should just be M, R, and G on the map,
Yeah.
I believe.
This is my Homes on the Range save file, but this is... Okay. I'll try my Homes on the Range folder and see if that's right.
I mean, you can try the dupe again. You got time.
No. Nah. The likelihood of me actually getting the dupe too is low. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go. So pretend we
Ambulance
passed the
fighting
mission
here.
duped and did the partial act change bypass glitch where we ran into the save marker within half a second. You get relatively
Canceling
the same
the
effect.
ambulance. It's fine. We'll fail harder too. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Explanation wise, the next thing that we have to do is we're going to go to the R on the map, which is Rennie. And Rennie is a very colorful character. And I think if you played Liberty City Stories before, Rennie is a radio host in the game. I don't remember which radio station it is, but Rennie is a returning character. You never see Rennie in Liberty City Stories, but you do meet Rennie here. And what we're going to do is we're going to dupe accidents will happen, which is very convenient as the first mission of Act 3. So we're not going to do the rampage just yet, but we're going to take the rampage with us over to the film studio. But we're going to go there in style. Are you sure you wanted to do that?
Yes.
Because you won't get any cholos now.
Yeah, I don't need it. Why would I need them?
Oh.
I'm not completing the rampage.
Okay, yeah. My bad. I'm just testing you. Make sure you know the run.
Yeah.
Here's a style I was talking about, by the way. Instead of taking a car or a bike there, we're going to take a plane.
Not that it really matters, considering we're on a timer, but fancy.
Yeah, we've got 45 seconds to kill. So...
Oh.
If you want to play
Oopsie.
VCS legally, I think
you can't.
because it's been taken down from the
Unless...
PlayStation stores. There's no way to buy this game legally other than secondhand. But if you like today's run, I do recommend going and playing this game because it's a very... The storyline's pretty good and it has a lot of great music to it. So if you like the 1980s and you want to relive the Vice City experience in a new form factor, then I recommend checking this game out.
Not a lot of people run this game nowadays. It's mainly me doing any percent, and then Ethan is doing NMG out of the competitive ones, because there's some people that are doing like blind NMG slower runs. Out of the competitive little wing, there's me doing any percent, and then there's Ethan doing NMG. If you want to check him out, I guess his username's like ETAHN_, I believe. He's actually in chat right now.
Yeah, he's in chat, so just click on his username.
I believe Formidable Thunder is doing runs still. I think Pizza for Life does runs occasionally of NMG. No one but me does any percent right now, unfortunately. Feel Heat though last ran like 2 years ago. Anti like 2 years ago.
Me 2 years ago.
It's you 2 years ago, yeah, back when the game was actually competitive. Out of Hundo, if you want to try Hundo, there's a fully written, detailed route. The problem is, the run is also quite difficult nowadays. Back like 2-3 years ago, it was far less complicated, but it's much more complicated nowadays. So, good luck if you were to try that. So, Anti has the console world record. He's the only one that's done console, I believe. And then Mans Tellin has emulator world record still. He hasn't ran in like 3 years. I don't even know if he still does runs of anything.
By the way, I'm kidding.
I do have VCS on a console, actually. I do have a PS TV. It's just I don't have a working capture card, so my capture card is so bad it looks like a 1950s TV. but who else? So Claude Speed, I don't know who he is, but that was his speedrun.com username. Had runs of both PSP and PS2 on emulator. He took his
took him
runs down a few months back.
Yeah. Storyline,
I
what
don't know
we're
what
doing
happened
here is we're taking a car. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just figured.
Yeah, you're good. Oh, then crashing.
Yeah. Storyline, we're taking a car and we're driving it around town for a commercial. So we're blowing up a couple of cars for action, for appeal value. And the mission dupe doesn't really differ too much from the actual mission. So it skips. What does this actually skip? I don't remember.
It skips Kill Phil.
Oh, yeah. it'll
Because
skip
Colonel
Phil.
Coke is already skipped.
So he's going to skip this cutscene at a specific time. And by doing this, the Infernus will actually drop down because it only it doesn't expect to have to unload this Infernus. So he can just get into this leftover Infernus, which the Infernus is pretty fast, and so he'll use it to get across the map since we're at the southern part of the island.
Yep, it's literally 2 missions in a row where you start in the very north, end in the very south, and then have to drive all the way back to the north.
The idea behind that is you just started on a new island, so they want to introduce you to how to get from point A to point B, as well as take you across, like, take you by all of the important points of the map.
Yeah, I mean, normally these missions aren't back to back. Like, there's 2 missions between them. I don't even know if Say Cheese is unlocked immediately after Kill Phil. There might be, like, you might have to do turn on, tune in, bug out. But speaking of which, what missions does Pac-Bus skip in this act? A lot.
It
So
skips every
we
Lance
talked.
mission.
Yeah, it skips every Lance. Oh, there's a lot of Lance missions. That alone saves like 45 minutes. Because that also includes like Empire takeovers and such. Lance has too many missions, including Light My Pyre, which is arguably the worst mission in the game. There's what else? And then there's all the little random missions that we skip. So for some reason, it's not really random. There's code reasons why, but there are some missions that are skipped. Oh, car's on fire. There are some seemingly random missions that are just like deleted from the act. And in fact, you can't even like when you dupe it, actually skips the mission after them. Like in this case, normally the second random mission is the Colonel's Coke, which is a very long helicopter auto-scroller. And the mission after that is Kill Phil, but it's like completely deleted from the act. So the dupe that we just did skips Kill Phil. I'm not fully sure why it does that. But what else is skipped?
I would probably liken it to there's just some residue left over from the mission chains previously defined in that memory slot.
Sure, we'll go with that. There's what else is skipped? High Wire is skipped. Domo Arigato Domesticato is skipped. What else?
If I had it written down, I would tell you, but it skips so much that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And then we also
makes
do
the game
several
better.
missions in this act. Yeah, it skips a lot of annoying missions. Oh, jeez. We unfortunately do skip... Oh, no, it skips Farewell to Arms as well. It does skip my 2 favorite missions in the game, Taking the Fall and Farewell to Arms, but... It's sad. But it's fine, because those missions are really long, so...
They are very long.
Taking the Fall is like 5 minutes, Farewell to Arms like 4, maybe 5. They're both about 5 minutes. Go watch an NMG run if you want to see those.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Farewell to Arms because the truck blows up so easily.
I love the M60s and M249s and all that, those machine guns. I'm a big fan of them. So...
Oh yeah, I wanted to point out you
Favorite.
got the M249 at the film studio right before accidents will happen. So
Yep.
that gun, if you remember it, sorry for not doing that earlier, but if you remember seeing that, that's the good gun, and you want that gun.
Yeah, I did mention it was the one we got on Cleaning House. all the way back then.
Similar appeal to accidents will happen. You're kind of just doing like a commercial, and we're going to see the wonderful product that the commercial is for right here.
$850.
All right.
Easy.
Now we
Now
got
we get to drive all the way north again.
Yeah, Kill Phil Part 2. So another long south to north drive. And it leaves us with a PCJ, which is a pretty fast bike. So it's not too bad, but there's a lot of traffic and winding roads and twists and turns that we've got to maneuver
like that.
around. Like that.
Thanks, Infernus. It was a red Infernus, I'm pretty sure. The accidents will happen. The cars we blew up are haunting me. We actually don't spend a lot of time in the southern bit of the map, really.
Because we skip all Lance missions.
Yeah, which all take place in the south. Because, well, I guess Mugshot Longshot is south. Kill Phil, you go to downtown. We just chill in the golf club for like 12 minutes. I guess like Purple Haze and some of the end game missions take place in the south, but
I'd say my favorite mission that we skip is unfriendly competition dupe.
yeah. You said that your favorite mission in this game is unfriendly competition duped.
I like it because it's just so absurd. You got like twice as many bikini girls with guns. Even though it's horrifically hard and you're pretty likely to die, even on Japanese. I just like it because of how absurd the mission is.
Yeah, thankfully we don't have to do that mission. We don't even have to do that mission at all at any percent anymore. Because back when Packer was first discovered, we didn't think that Highwire was skipped. So we still had unfriendly competition dip, and then we discovered we were skipping burning bridges. And we're like, oh, well, then we'll just skip this then, it's fine. And then you found hostile takeover, dude.
Because I did the missions in the wrong order by accident.
Yeah. That's how literally like 95% of the stuff was discovered in this game. I did the wrong thing by accident. I'm pretty sure that's how Kaspersky found Pacba too.
It was.
He was saving at a weird time. Very comedic. Alright, big gun time.
Smile, you're on my death list. Now you can't grow old.
Now we get to have a BMX for a little bit.
That police officer at the start is fake, I think. Like, he can't bust you, but he'll try and attack you if you have a wanted star.
I don't know.
You don't want that to happen, though, because if he knocks you off the bike, then you'll get stuck under the bike and you'll die. Like, the bike can crush you.
Yep, I have a clip of that during my Hundo run. That was, like, the most infamous thing that happened. I had the same thing happen with the Bobber, too, while trying to get one of the boats for the import-export thing. That was funny. Because Vic wasn't even clearly under the Bobber. He was still, like, swimming and stuff, but he was drowning.
Freeze, Pinhead.
It was hilarious.
You go really far in with this bike.
Yeah, I didn't go in that far. I don't usually go in that far. I don't know why I went in so far. I'm pretty sure there's a slightly faster way to do the stage section, but I don't know how to do it. You can do it with rockets in NMG, but
yeah,
we don't have that luxury.
Wolf has to kill these guys in a specific order to optimize for positioning, because the last guy, no matter who it is, will drop the card key that you need.
Gotta figure out who is closest.
And now we gotta go down to the basement.
The BMX actually goes fastest if you fully lean forward for some reason.
Yeah. I think the premise of this mission is a celebrity, Phil Collins, who is actually a real celebrity. He's coming here for sound check, and there's supposedly like some gangsters building a bomb or something in the basement, and now you gotta save the stadium from being like rigged by the gangsters.
It's so funny because these are guys just trying to kill Phil Collins just to upset his manager. It's like, why? Now we die. Just a small death warp.
I think it's Mugshot Longshot next.
Yep. A boring autoscroller that I failed 3 times in practice yesterday.
So you technically can skip Mugshot Longshot, but it's very hard to do. It's frame perfect pretty much.
I think it's actually 2 frames, but yeah, basically.
Pretty
Frame
much.
perfect.
If you
I
are
did
a
it
glitch
once
hunter
accidentally.
and you want to help out, please help find a better way to skip this mission. Because we'd love it.
Please find a way to dupe homes on the range too, so we can skip Purple Haze.
There's a lot of stupid missions that we'd love to skip.
You can skip Purple Haze. It's just but you also found, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Very unconventional and slow method, unfortunately.
It has to do with the whole most recently unlocked mission chain skip at half a second business we did in Act 2.
Except not in a very good way.
Yeah. The setup I found, I'll talk about it a little bit more in detail later, but you have to use Hostile Takeover and then dupe Hostile Takeover afterwards.
Yeah, it's not a nice setup. Oh,
You're
what am I
limited
doing?
on the rampages that you can use too. The closest one is the grenades. You can also use the shotgun, but the shotgun is also very slow. The Spaz shotgun, I think it is.
Spaz shotgun, yeah. Love that shotgun. We don't touch it in any percent or NMG, I'm pretty sure. Actually, we might do it in NMG. What weapon did we kill Armando with in Light My Fire? I don't know why I'm asking you like you would know. You haven't ran this for 2 years.
I don't know anything about Hundo either because it's just too long for me to watch.
Yeah, it's really entertaining. Auntie's run at GT Marathon 21, I think is what it was. Or was it 22? It was 21 or 22. Very entertaining. And I'll probably get back around to that.
Yeah, there's nothing to this mission really, except for you just got to follow Martinez from earlier in the game around in this car. He's driven around by some witness protection program big guy, and if you get too close to the car, you'll spook him. And the intention is that we want to follow him and frame him as if he's like some undercover cop, even though that's not really what's happening.
I failed this mission yesterday in practice because he got stuck on a pole and like wasn't moving for like 30 seconds. So I went closer to see if I could figure it out, and then he got unstuck as I got closer, shot forward, and failed the mission.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong in VCS, and a lot of them are not your
Yeah.
fault.
Yep, wait till we get to Homes on the Range. I might frame perfectly skip the Gonzalez mission again.
It's convenient.
I mean, I guess we
I've one of
can...
them, but I can't do it. Go ahead.
We probably should start discussing Homes on the Range right now, because that's coming up here in a minute or so.
So, similar to the whole on Mission 0, skip it half a second past the most recently unlocked mission chain on the map. Homes on the Range is a very short golfing minigame, and what'll happen is that if you pass, if you do the special skip on Mission 0 skip, you will pass Diaz, who is the most recently unlocked mission chain, and the Diaz missions are kind of slow and long.
I've got to interrupt you here. There's a brand new strat that was found literally like a week ago. It's huge. It's massive. There we go. You don't have to go to the marker anymore. This little specific point, we can take the photo instead.
I knew that you didn't have to go into the marker, but the mathematics behind where you could stand, I think, was too complicated. So it's kind of cool that a good, consistent setup was found.
Yep.
4 stars, by the way.
All right, 4 stars. Oh, good God. My bike's faster than your truck.
Just a quick paint spray, and then the 4 stars will be nice and gone.
Again, we don't need a paint spray, but 4 stars on a bike is suicidal. If I were going for world record attempts, I'd still probably paint spray here because it's like a 95% chance you'll get knocked off your bike. I've gotten knocked off my bike here into the water so many times. I'm never going to not paint spray there again. But now we're gonna pick up a cop bike on our way. You can continue on with your on the range funness.
Yeah. The most recently unlocked mission chain on the map is Diaz. There are 4 Diaz missions. Do I have written down what they are?
So there's Steal the Deal, the Exchange, Over the Top, and Last Stand.
Yeah. So those are the 4 missions that you're gonna skip. They are kind of long, and it's very convenient that Homes on the Range is super short. And so that means we can pass all 4 of those missions with 2-minute timers each. So something that could take upwards of like 20 or 25 minutes for doing all of Diaz missions, you can pass all of them in 8, which is a huge time save.
Yeah. Last Stand is the final story mission, like canonically, but we don't do it. It's where you know, tie up loose ends. You remember Martinez from the beginning of the game, and you kill him, but best mission skips that. Like, yeah, Last Stand is actually a pretty good mission, as long as you have the right weapons, of course. It's a pretty fun mission. Flying the hunter, bombing a building, all that fun.
You don't
fun
have
stuff.
to bomb the building. You can just fly.
They don't, but like most players would, but you know, just fly away, forehead. Blow up like all the downtown balloons on your way too. My cat is laying on a lot of my cords right now. It's making me very, very nervous.
It's fine. Nothing ever goes
fine.
wrong with cats around. So we're gonna do a fancy entry skip here. We're gonna drive into the golf course security with a police bike to avoid getting our weapons taken away. And we gotta.
It's more just to get the cop bike, but
yeah,
because we kind of need this thing. There we go.
there are other ways to get in with the cop bike, but they're very annoying, and you're very likely to fail. That's the easiest way to get in.
Yeah. Right. After this skip, I'm gonna try and use the bathroom. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, there's a lot of free time here.
Yeah, this is even more boring than cause. Yep. Alright, so we're gonna enter the mission at 40 seconds exactly. This is for just references. We're gonna spam this button. This is basically just to help with referencing. You don't have to enter this early. You can do it on the first hit, but I find it better to skip these texts.
I have a deal coming up very soon, Vic.
Alright, I need some focus time. Perfect.
These timers are very tight. If you miss that shot by landing outside of that green zone in the red bar, then you have to redo the entire setup.
Right.
You'll just pass Umberto.
4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 0 0. Alright, look good.
That looked good.
Okay, so no pager. Oh, so like a payday pager. Good. Okay, we've got no pager. Now what we're gonna do is this is why we brought the cop bike in here. There's actually a rampage over here to my left in the tennis court. There's another one under the bridge too, but this is my preference.
This one's easier to see, like the reference point. The one under the bridge is kind of hard to figure out where you need to get off the bike if you're doing it quickly.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go quickly park my bike and then use the restroom. If I'm not quick enough, I'll just restart the rampage.
The only thing that you lose is time.
Be right back.
So, question to the chat: what's your favorite weapon in Vice City or Vice City Stories, or any GTA game for that matter?
I guess now's as good a time as any for me to jump in with anything. Just want to thank everyone so far for tuning in and watching. I hope you're enjoying the stream. And yeah, don't forget to follow us on social media. Type in ! socials in the chat, and yeah, keep enjoying Pixel Perfect Marathon 3.
A little close, but we're fine.
Terrible. I have a deal coming up very soon, Vic.
Okay. Should be fine.
Bueno, you bastard.
All right.
Well played, Vic.
5 5 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 0 0. All right, look good as well. Maybe a little bit early. We'll see.
As long as you see the mission completed text appear before the fade out, you should be fine.
All right, yep, that's the right pager. I think that might be a No, it's
That was a Gonzalez.
no,
pager.
that's a Diaz. No, that was a Diaz pager. That was Diaz because it's saying, hey, like one Mendez down, one to go. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it is the one like that's supposedly unlocking feral arms. You might be right, actually. I always thought it was the. Did it?
Yeah,
You can read Japanese.
kind of, sort of, not exactly, but that's a different conversation.
I read VCS, therefore I can read Japanese. There's also MHMD, who's just a god at VC Hundo just because he can read Japanese. Makes taxi a lot easier.
Do you have splits for this that tell you how many you've done? I think you've done 2.
Yeah.
I'm not keeping
Yeah, I've
track.
done 2.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. I've got splits. Honestly, I'm on really good pace. It's just, unfortunately, I've had to do a few save and loads.
I was asking chat while you were gone, what's your favorite weapon in the game?
I can see. Yeah, Chainsaw's really bad in VCS. It's unfortunate. It's not good in LCS either.
Pretty much the same thing. You just walk in, 40 seconds left on the timer, continue the same process, and then we just continue to skip Diaz. So nothing too fancy, but if you're a fan of golf,
We can talk about the Diaz missions, I guess. Steal the Deal, the first one. The longest of them, I'm guessing. Actually, you go ahead and talk about it. I need to focus.
Coming up very soon, Vic.
Steal the Deal is a mission where you are supposed to go pick up a boat at the what is it? There's a boat on one of the remote, like what do you call it? It's not an island. There's
5
like
5 4 4 3 3 2 2 1. Okay, that was a little early, I think.
Yeah, it was a little bit early, but that's a payday
I think that'll still
pager.
be okay. Yeah, it is.
Steal the Deal is very
gotcha.
slow because you have to follow a guide to get to find out where that boat is. You have to take you have to drive a cheetah really slow. Then you have to drive a jet ski very slowly.
Alright, I believe that's the right pager.
Martinez.
Yep. So it should be like, hey, let's finish this, Vic, kind of thing.
What is the next one? It's the exchange, right?
Yeah, the exchange, you have to drive a van to downtown. shoot some dudes, like snipe them, then drive back in the weakest vehicle ever while being chased by a bunch of dudes with drive-by guns.
That's a very hard mission to do casually. So if you play this game like for the very first time, if you're interested in playing it after the marathon, that's probably another frustration point. And then the sniper rifle section is also pretty infuriating if you play it on the international release because you have very little time to shoot all the dudes before you fail a mission. That's
Hey,
also
guess
another
what?
place I got stuck.
Guess what? Mega jump.
Yeah,
A
the
little bit of
jumps
mega
are
jump
fun.
action. Yep. You do them in Hundo. You can do them in NMG. No use
Used
for
to
them in
do
any
them
percent.
when we were doing over the top. as
Over
well
the
as
top dupe.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't
Ever
recommend
watching
doing over the
Joss
top dupe.
Moose? Yeah, I don't think anyone in their right mind would want to.
I tried it and did it and it worked. But it's very risky. You throw away a 3-hour run for that.
Yeah, and how much time does it save? Like 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah, not much.
Not that it's even useful anymore, because Homes on the Range skip exists. Alright, shush everyone. It's the last Homes on the Range. Okay. Man, I got really good at the golf hits, apparently, today. I didn't have to, you know, retry it a few times like I did before.
Well played, Vic.
5 5 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 0 0. Alright, that was a little early too. So now what we're going to do is instead of starting Homes on the Range immediately, I'm going to run over here. And I'm going to start and cancel Vigilante. And if the D disappears, then we'll be good. Okay, it did. We're good.
Nice.
So now we can do the mission for real.
No more Diaz. Okay, good. I didn't want to talk there because that's also another point where you can just mess it up completely.
Yep. We're good.
Well
Let's
played.
not start Swingers Club though. Okay, we're good. An audio bug. I heard it. Now we're gonna nade ourselves. Boom.
And then it should be Purple Haze next, right?
Yep. One of my most hated missions. You should have seen what happened yesterday in practice. Pretty much every mission I did had something really weird happen, to be honest, in the second act, or third act. We're gonna grab a PCJ here because it's fast.
This is another mission where you'll have a very high wanted level, and it's not going to be fun.
Well, I mean, I do the strat that avoids the 3-star. So.
Oh yeah, there is a strat to avoid the 3 stars, and I'll let you explain that when we get there.
Yeah. Ooh, jeez. Did you ever
So-
run on the Japanese version?
Yeah, I did. That's what my current record, 202, is.
Get around my vessel, baby.
Got a little bit of hype there.
I think in the last mission where Gonzalez was talking about, I have a deal coming up very soon. This is the deal that he was talking about. So
no.
we're gonna go. What's up?
Wait, no, maybe it is. I always thought he was talking about Farewell to Arms. Now I realize that's Diaz telling him to flee the city. So yeah, I guess it is Purple Haze.
Well, what happens is that you're gonna go down to pick up a van with some more essential medicine, and you're gonna
I lost my bike.
go take it somewhere, and you're gonna get ambushed. Well, that's kind of unfortunate.
Found it.
There it is.
Found it.
Say it disappeared into the ether.
Up. I'm a speedrunner, I swear. Okay. Okay.
I don't like this part of the map because of all the Even the pedestrians can't drive. Saw that.
Yeah, I did see very early on in the run a street fighter pull out into an intersection and just fall off his bike, seemingly hitting nothing, but that was actually, I don't know if it was early on in the run. I think it was during our testing. I'm hitting every car. I am great at driving the PCJ.
Well, here's the garage with our van with our essential medicine. So we're going to take this and we're going to go to a very remote alleyway, and absolutely nothing's going to go wrong.
Very remote. Out of the way of all civilization. Here. Say hello to the marker right next to a basketball court. Okay, I'm trying to do the strat here. Okay. It didn't really work that well.
It kind of worked, but not in the way that you'd hoped.
I got stuck for a second, yeah.
You can
Still.
mega jump and cover a lot of distance.
Well, no, that wasn't
Gonzalez.
that wasn't what I was trying to do. I was just simply trying to skip the getting up animation.
Oh.
I don't go for the mega jump because that requires a lot of finagling. Anyway, this mission is in slow motion.
We had a little too much candy before the party, so
And
we're sick to our stomach right now. So we're just going to drive on over to the party itself, and we're going to go pay our friends a visit.
yep. We're gonna give him a free vacation.
Oh, Mad Noob
Tech,
says the
there's
deal is
some
the
copyright
exchange.
music. Oh, is it the exchange? Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. Copyrighted music.
Alright, copyrighted
alerts.
music, Tech, if you want to mute that.
Hey, dead man. Put your hands up.
I'm trying to shoot only the people I need to. That girl just casually running into the wall, as she should.
Okay. As I was saying earlier, I think what happens is that you get 3 stars here if you don't do that correctly. So that's another difficult point to this mission if you play it on the Japanese version. International release, I think you still end up with 2 stars, so it's not the end of the world. Nick says not too worried about music, but yeah, copyrighted music is over if you did mute. Reading what Ethan said. Gonzalez's deal goes bad. I don't know.
Okay, this cop car's coming after me. This bridge is a very deadly bridge in this mission, but we got over it, so we're good.
I'd say take Nap Nude's word for it because he's probably more knowledgeable about the story than I am.
Yeah. I know the story pretty well, but some of those intricate details and cutscenes I'm not gonna know. So now after this mission, we gotta hope for a cop vehicle that's not crowded by cops.
I have to say you're much braver to drive with the reverse camera than I am.
It's easier, in my opinion. No cop vehicles. Alright. So what we're gonna do... Oh, wait, there's a police car there. He's gone a different way. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna... that cop
Stop
car... Yeah, I'll stop him. I hate getting wanted bubbles. Star Vigilante.
I'm your boyfriend now.
Yeah, but did he say what I think he said?
He said a very classic phrase. But you're gonna go for this rampage?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Well, this is a minigun rampage, I guess. I would have just used a
Which
different
one do you
one.
think I was... Oh, jeez. Which
There's
one
the
do you
one in the
think I was going to go
showers
for?
by the large
Yeah.
apartment, high-rise apartments.
This is faster. Alright, I'm going to start and cancel Vigilante. Because I don't want any gang members spawning during my cruise. So now, hostile takeover dupe. This is actually like the only chill dupe that we do in Act 3. We actually do cutscene dupe it intentionally, just so we can get the extra ammo. Because before we use like some other random rampage, I don't know if we used the minigun one. I don't remember. This was found not too long after I started running at 8%, so.
There's nothing different about duping this mission either, I don't think. It's it pretty much plays the exact same way, except for the very
Except
end.
for the end, yeah. There's another little waiting game.
I'll give you some quiet time because you can crash the game if you're not careful here.
Really?
If you skip it at the wrong time, similar to Snitch Hitch Dupe.
It's not that tight. It's just skipping when the timer says 0 seconds. We'll see. I don't have a save for hostile takeover dupe, so we'll have to just skip this mission and burning bridges if I were to screw this up.
So, now we're together. And yet, business is hard. This industry is full of...
What?
Soft lock the game.
How does this happen? I have never seen this before.
I think you skipped too early, that's what happened.
I skipped late. Anyone have a hostile takeover dupe save? Recently? I've never seen this before.
I've had it happen before, that's why I said quiet time.
I just skipped at 0 seconds. I didn't know it was that tight. Maybe I should make a hostile takeover save, I guess. I might have a purple haze one, actually.
Navdoob says he's checking.
I mean, we got plenty of time. We're nowhere near our estimate yet.
The intention of that mission, hostile takeover, is what you're supposed to do. Yeah, Navdoob says he doesn't, so you'll probably just have to skip this and then burning bridges. But the intention of hostile takeover was to help you get some more businesses, or at least one other business under your belt, because you need some more business assets for Blitzkrieg strikes again. And that's where you go around and protect a bunch of your businesses. And I think you can have that as one of your businesses to protect.
Oh, wait, I have a hostile takeover dupe save. I have an old one.
Okay.
It's gonna be weird because I'm gonna have 3 stars, but
Technical
it's a safe
difficulties,
state.
folks. Give us a minute.
Yeah, it is my... Okay, it's fine. Okay. What? Hello? Did I not put it in the right spot?
It looks like you put it in 5.
Oh. Oops. Okay. We're good. I might have a perseverance. This is an old save. This is probably a year and a half old.
It should be
So,
fine.
now we're
Nothing's
It
really
should be.
changed.
And yet, business is hard. This industry is full of criminals.
Alright, I'm gonna smash this time and see if it works.
You can run back in the
Looks like it
marker.
did. Yeah. There's an
just
instant dupe
mash.
thing that you can do, but okay. We're good. So I think the problem was I didn't mash before. I think that was my issue. So I have 3 stars here. I'm gonna... Where's the nearest pan spray?
It's by the high-rise hotel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go for it, because the cops are going to be harassing me during the mission otherwise. Speaking of which... Got a lot of MP5 ammo, so...
I don't necessarily know what you call that. I just call it the high-rise hotel or apartment building.
Two roadblocks back to back. Helpful.
Okay, taking care of the 3-star wanted level, we will go and we will now attempt to hostilely take over that business. And as I mentioned earlier, it pretty much plays out the exact same way if you do it not duped. But we'll see the effects of duping after we pass the first phase.
Oh dear God.
So we have a bunch of guys with
Immediately.
scary guns trying to kill us, but we've got an even scarier gun.
Yeah. It acts a little weird in the Japanese version, but it's
Hey,
fine.
you're gonna die. Freeze, pinhead. Just clean
I think
this
it's
shit.
15 guys that you're waiting for. So as soon as you take out 15 guys, then the mission will progress.
This ain't no movie, and this ain't no kid's toy.
I don't know. I just shoot whoever I need to.
Yeah, you don't have to really count, but if you're looking for optimal strategy, then you would need to count so that you can be close to one of the bikes.
Well, it teleports you.
Oh, forgot about that.
Is that like a Japanese only thing, or
I might be misremembering.
my aim is not that good, so I don't expect to get everyone. Yeah. This is hard to do. Your goal is to try and kill everyone before they drive away, but I've only done it like successfully twice. So, but luckily we can just go ahead and clean everyone up. I don't understand why hostile takeover always splits twice, even when it's not duped. I have no idea why that happens. Nabnoob, when are you making the new auto splitter for VCS? Mashing X? Yeah, I wasn't mashing. That was probably my mistake. I didn't do hostile takeover. I didn't practice it at all. And then last night I skipped it. Anyways, we're going to. I think you also found this strat as well.
Yeah. So this is burning bridges where we got beat up and all of our weapons got removed, but luckily they happened to be right behind us in the car that we were transported here in.
I'm not supposed
So we're just gonna run up here, grab some armor, and hop up on this ledge.
to you. I like killing scumbags.
And if we go around the ledge like that, there's a marker that dictates whether or not more guys will spawn. And we bypass that marker by going on that ledge.
Mm-hmm.
It makes this mission a lot easier on International, where you have much more limited health.
Welcome to my world. Yup, this is Judgment Day, wise ass.
I love their shooting animations.
I'm gonna enjoy
It looks so weird.
you.
It's not as weird as like GTA 3, but it still looks funky.
So here's a funny part of this mission, is you gotta rescue Lance, but if you take a look, the exit's literally right in front of him.
Yeah. In some cases, he'll like get stuck over here, so you don't even have to get him, because you'll still be in his proximity hitting the marker. So.
All
Ow.
right. One more mission, and then it will be close to time.
Yep, it is a very Monka-esque mission. Oh, there's a cop car there. I would like your vehicle. Wait, there's no one in it. Oh no, there it is.
I legitimately thought you were gonna get busted because he knocked the door off.
I did too. But I got skills. Let me think. I think it's this one.
It's a not.
Nope. I don't come from this way ever.
It's the second one
Yep.
from the right.
There we go.
Okay. We end up duping a mission called So Long Schlong. Conveniently, it is one of the cutscene dupable missions. You have to dupe it in a very strange way, though. You'll see what happens, but we skip at 1 second rather than 0 seconds like we did on Hostile Takeover.
Yep. So we're gonna be, even if I fail this like 3 times, we'll be very far under estimate. So, sorry, tech. That's actually gonna be a decent time, like a 2:15 or something like that, if I do it first try. So how much can you really count that with how much I've skipped from loading saves?
Well, it might be considered as well, since we had technical difficulties. We don't know what technical difficulties the next person might have, so
True.
it's not a huge deal. Someone
Rather be
probably
ahead than
have.
behind. In most cases. Say
But
hi
yeah,
to the skimmer.
This is a pretty good game. Check it out if you have any interest in playing a Grand Theft Auto game, because not many people did have access to this game. You, of course, needed a PSP, and you also needed to buy the game. And it's, even though it was it had the highest production value, it didn't sell as well as they would have hoped.
I mean, they had Phil Collins. I don't know why it didn't sell.
That's probably also why the game hasn't specifically re-released, is because they need Phil Collins' likeness rights, and I'm not entirely sure if they're going to let him, or if he let Rockstar continue using his image.
She rises such a lie. My favorite line there. Okay, we skip at 1 second.
Diego Mendez, that's who. Why? Because I put you in contact with Ricardo.
So we skip the mission, and then we pick up the mission again.
Diego's men will be here any second.
Farewell, faithful friend. The phoenix must burn first before she rises.
Diego's men will be here.
Okay, we're good.
Now some quiet time necessary, because if you don't do that right, the game will soft lock again, as we saw earlier. I think the counter here is 24 guys, so you want to count 24 guys if you're trying to do this optimally. Doesn't really matter though, as long as you kill enough guys.
It does matter actually in this case.
Oh,
11. Because you want to be near the car. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I apologize for background noise. 19, 20, 21, 22.
You have every right.
23, 24. Perfect.
This, my friend, is your execution.
so
Alright, so this is the
likewise,
final car.
As with all the previous duped missions, Rennie's health bar goes down twice as fast, but it doesn't really matter because the drive isn't too far away. Go ahead.
Yeah. So time will not come up. Time will not be after passing the mission. It'll be when the credits play, and that can vary when they start playing a little bit. So I will let you know when the time is. Okay. This mission's quite difficult though, so you will need to give me a moment. It gets difficult on the final drive. It's the best because you could be going for world record and then get flung into the water by some dudes. Or drive-by, like Rennie killed and all that.
So you might have to redo the mission.
Yep.
This gun makes me.
So we're put into a Sentinel XS, but this car isn't very fast and it handles very poorly. So we're going to switch back to our Deluxo we brought. It is technically fastest to use a PCJ, but that's also really risky. So I do not do that. Because you can get a PTJ over by where the Purple Haze mission started. We're going to try and stay off-road as much as we can.
In your lap, darling?
On second thoughts, keep shooting.
That steering is kind of monk-esque.
Oh dear God. I've never done that before. Hey Rennie. Hey look, a stinger.
You need to go get Rennie.
She's coming. Alright, we're taking a slight detour. Oh dear God.
Wow, that lag spike.
Yep, that was a little bit. Take the heli? No. We ain't taking no heli today. That was good to know that there. I never thought of that. Oh, there goes a tire. Oh, 2 cars right at the end. Are you kidding me? Alright, here we go. Final marker. Time is not when the mission passes. I will tell you when it is. So, there'll be a fade here in a second. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Time.
And that was VCS, so thank you all very much for watching.
Bada bing, bada boom. My time says 2:15:21.
Got
Well-
2:15:22 on the stream, so yeah, that seems pretty accurate.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I
Wow.
gotta say,
That
gotta
was...
say, well done on your perseverance through that run.
That was interesting.
Anything
part of that's
that
being
can
rusty.
go wrong
but
will go wrong. Sorry, go ahead.
2:15 is very good for how much went wrong. Um, 2:15 is a very good time for being so rusty.
Yeah, but it was fun. So thank you all for watching. I think we'll just throw this over to the hosts. Thank you all very much for having us today, and I guess we will see you all next time.
Do you guys want to?
see you at Chinatown Wars.
Yes. Do you guys want to shout out where you can be found?
I can be found twitch.tv/wolfboxer06. Discord wolfboxer06. Everything's wolfboxer06. YouTube, all that.
Same. For me, it'd be twitch.tv/scalar, SCALR.
Excellent.
Yep.
Wolfbloxer will be back a little bit later. That was the longest run of Pixel Perfect that we've had so far. And Wolfbloxer will be back with Chinatown Wars, where he's going to attempt to have the shortest run of Pixel Perfect ever in less than 5 minutes. This is also going to conclude my my time on the hosting desk. So everyone, please do stick around. We'll probably take a slightly longer break as we're slightly ahead of schedule. But coming up next, we've got an absolute treat: the newly released Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, and we've got a Pixel Perfect veteran, Shovel Claws, jumping in to show that off. So stick around, enjoy the tunes, go get yourself a drink, stretch your legs, use the bathroom, look after number one, look after you. And we'll see you in a few minutes.